Jungkook Byung Jungkook sat alone in his study, staring at his laptop screen. He should be focused. He really thought there was emails, waiting guest list that they kept changing, important contract that need his signature, but none of it matters because all he could think about was the way Taekook looked in that text, the memory of his golden jacket, his soft smile, and how peaceful he stood in a room full of chores, refusing to be anything but himself, refused to leave Jungkook's mind. He had opened the guest list at least 10 times, and every time his eyes drifted to Taekook's names. Was he nervous? Would he be okay tomorrow? What if people whispering things? What if they started? Jungkook whispering to himself, "Not that I care, of course not." He leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. Maybe he cared, maybe just a little. Taekook POP in the fitting finally ended and Taekook escaped to his new room. The one that still felt more like a fancy hotel room than a real home. He laid out a large sign and draw flat on the big soft bed, holding his phone above his face. Then texting Jimin, "Tell Yoongi to stop hitting on you. It's giving embarrassment." Jimin texts, "I'm bulletproof, baby." Jimin texted again, "But be honest, you are just jealous. He didn't flirt with you." Then texting, "Wow, I really didn't like you." Then his lips to hold back a bigger laugh. His chest felt tighter for a moment, but just then another message appeared on his screen. Jungkook text, "Meet me downstairs, we need to talk." Taekook blinked. That didn't sound like a dinner invitation. Taekook thinking, oh. Downstairs in a long, Jungkook stood near the fireplace, his hand were tucked into his pocket, his face calm but serious. The light from the chandelier made his sharp look even colder. Taekook walked in slowly, leaned against the door frame like a magazine model. He raised an eyebrow. Called Prince Charming. Jungkook didn't smile. His eyes stayed looked on Taekook's face. Jungkook, tomorrow is going to be intense. There will be press, my family, people who want to see us fail. Taekook teasing look fed. He stood up straight now, his back no longer resting on the wall. Jungkook, you need to act like you love me. No jokes, no games. Just make it real for them. There was a silence between them, heavy, a little painful. Taekook softly, you think I can't do that? Jungkook looked at him, his eyes unbelievable. Jungkook, I just want to make sure you are ready, because if you break even a little, they'll tear us apart. Taekook walked towards him slowly, each step steady and confident. Taekook smirking, I am an actor, sweetheart. I can try or a cute smile like I mean it and hold your hand like my world depends on it. He leaned in just a little closer. Taekook whispering, the real question is, can you keep up with me? Jungkook waited just for a second, but he didn't look away. He stood frozen, jaw tightened, but his fingers twitched like they wanted to reach out. Right then, Taekook's phone buzzed, a message from Jimin. Jimin texts, remember why you are doing this, not for them, for you. Taekook read it slowly, letting the word sink in. He took a deep breath and looked up at Jungkook. Taekook quietly, I am ready. Jungkook gave a smile. No, Jungkook, good. The night before the gala was stylists moved around them like suits were trimmed, hair was fixed. Yoongi once again tried to flirt with Jimin. Yoongi teasing, "You know, if you need a date for tomorrow." Jimin rolled his eyes. "I'll ready to take my cat." Yoongi grinned, "So you are single?" Jimin, shooting him out. "Now go away before I tape your mouth shut." Taehyung sat in front of the mirror. Later that night, the room finally quiet. He slowly adjusting his, watching his own reflection. He looked perfect, too perfect. Taehyung thinking, "I look like I belong in a rich magazine, but I feel like I don't belong anywhere." He lowered his head and stared at himself for a moment. Lager eyes tried but determined. Behind him, the door opened. Jungkook walked in, also dressed sharp, plain black suit, fitted like it was made for a prince. They They met eyes in the mirror. A quiet beat passed between them. Jungkook softly ready. Taehyung gave a small smile. It was not full of joy, but it was strong. Taehyung, "Let's make them believe it." And so, side by side, they step out into the night, into the flash of camera, into the light, into something that felt dangerously close to the truth, but neither of them had a name for it yet. Other people in the night had arrived in full splendor, with every guest at the dress to impress the live frozen star ever. The short hum of special music filled the room. The moment Jungkook and Taehyung stepped out of the car and returned, conversation paused. As widen the attention of the entire house shifted in their direction. Reason Washington thought it was the if-time telescope winter. Their entrance, the home walked with calm confidence. His step steady, smooth, dark, guzzle frame, lightly taller too. He didn't need to say a word to grab attention. He had always been like that, quite peaceful and impossible to ignore. But Jungkook, he felt something else. His heart was beating loudly in his chest. He was used to public attention, used to the pressure, but tonight felt heavier. Every frozen face sharp, every whisper sounded louder. Jungkook thinking, why does it feel like everyone is judging us? As they walked further into the hall, Jungkook noticed the stairs. The whisper seems to walk around them like whisper ropes. Whisper one guest never is he really a fiance? Whispered to another guest. I didn't think Jungkook would choose someone like him. Whispered three. A lady in a purse. And didn't he just break up with that highness? What does he see in this cook? Jungkook's mother stood with his father at the front of the room, tall and composed. Her sharp eyes concerned the guest, but the second she saw Jungkook, her expression shifted. Her lips pressed tighter together, her eyes narrowed. Jungkook irritated. "She's looking like I ruined the family name just by being here." Jungkook, he stood tall, his face calm. He wouldn't let the look or whisper get to him, not tonight. But his mother's eyes were different. She was not curious or confused. She was disappointed, deeply disappointed. Jungkook softly to Taehyung, "Just ignore them. They don't know you. They don't know us." Taehyung smiled gently. "I'm fine. Really, you are the one holding your breath." Just then, Mrs. Lian's voice rang through the air. "Mrs. Lian, Jungkook dear," she called with a sweet tone that didn't match the closeness in her eyes. "You simply must meet his daughter. Such a lovely girl, isn't she?" She turned slightly, motioning to the woman beside her, a tall, elegant woman in a red dress. Her simple practice and perfect. Jungkook hesitated, mother eye. Before he could finish, the woman stepped closer, Daughter, it's such an honor to meet you, Jungkook. She said, her voice soft and sugary. I will always admire you, your company, your work, everything. She was standing too close, now leaning just enough to make Jungkook uncomfortable. Jungkook awkwardly smiled. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. He didn't know where to look. He didn't know what to be rude, but he also didn't want to lead her on. The pressure of his parents' watchful gaze made him frozen, but then Taehyung stepped in smooth, calm, and casual. His warmth arm wrapped gently around Jungkook's waist, pulling him just a little back, not forceful, just enough to remind everyone watching that Jungkook was his. Taehyung smiled politely. Sorry to interpret it, but I need to settle Jungkook for a second. Just something quick. His tone was light, but his eyes told a different story from an protective daughter playing cards of God. His smile faded just a little. Jungkook softly relieved. Thanks, he whispered to Taehyung as they turned away. Taehyung teasing quietly, what would you do without me? Jungkook smiled for a real this time. Probably get dragged into an arranged marriage. Taehyung whispered with a grin. Too bad you already belong to me. They shared a look, one of silent understanding. The whisper still floated around the hall, but in that moment Jungkook didn't care anymore because Taehyung was here right beside him, holding him steady. And for the first time that night, Jungkook felt like he could breathe. Taehyung had gently slid around Jungkook's waist, his finger resting softly against his side. He felt the tension here. Jungkook's body was sniffing the tight like he was holding back a breath. Jungkook softly, you okay? He didn't need an answer. He already knew Jungkook was trying so hard to stay composed, to act polite around that woman his mother had pushed into him, but Taehyung had seen it all. She was leaned too close. The way Jungkook's mother smiled, clearly hoping for something that would never happen. Taehyung jaw tightened as he pulled Jungkook gently away. It was not just about saving Jungkook from more awkwardness. No, this was a lie, a quiet but firm statement. His mind. As they moved away, Taehyung glanced back at his lip curled into a small smirk, his eyes holding a playful glint that said everything he couldn't say out loud. Taehyung mumbled, nice try. He guided Jungkook towards the bar, still feeling the heat of Jungkook's silence between him. He was tense, distance. Taehyung smiled just a little. Taehyung thinking, was that jealousy? But just as he was about to speak, another voice, smooth, low, and familiar, cut thought in the air. Taehyung, well, look who it is. Taehyung frozen. The sound of that voice hit him like cold water. Slowly he turned, and there he was, aka his ex. Taehyung thinking of all night. Why now? For a second, Taehyung breathed cards. Just a second, aka still looking at the same, those warm eyes that once made him feel seen. That soft look he used to give him, that one that always made him wonder if they were meant to last, but they didn't. And Taehyung was not about to fall for that look again. Taehyung coldly not interested. His words were like eyes didn't well. It is softly, still as sharp as ever. He stepped a little closer, the space between them suddenly feeling much smaller. Gently, I always liked that about you. Taehyung didn't blink, he didn't even move. His voice was steady and firm. We changed. Then he turned to Jungkook, who stood a few steps away, watching the exchange with light lips and unable eyes. Taehyung quietly to Jungkook with a nod. Let's go. But Tae didn't get the message. His eyes were still on Taehyung, soft, holding on to his smoothing that no longer existed, something that had long since broken. Taehyung's stomach twitched. There were too many memories attached to it, someone sweet, someone painful, but all of them were behind him, and what mattered now was the man standing nearby, silent but clearly struggling with what he was saying. Taehyung turned fully to Jungkook now. Taehyung softly yelled, "Right." Jungkook's jaw was tightened, his arms were across now, his eyes didn't leave for a moment. Jungkook was slightly irritated. "And that's your ex?" Taehyung nodded, "Yeah, but it's over. Long over." Jungkook, after a pause, "He still like you." Taehyung lips curled into a slow smile. There was something about the way Jungkook voice sounded, just a little sharp, a little protective. It stirred something warm inside him. Taehyung teasing, "What? Are you jealous?" Jungkook didn't answer at first. His eyes stayed locked on Ake, who didn't move. Jungkook finally looked at Taehyung. "Should I be?" Taehyung stepped closer, closing the gap between them. His fingers gently touched Jungkook's waist. Taehyung softly with a little smile, "No, you shouldn't. There's only you now." Jungkook's shoulder relaxed just a little, his expression softened. Thought he still looked a bit upset. Jungkook quiet. I don't like the way he looked at you." Taehyung looked at him, eyes gentle. Taehyung, "I only want you to look at me like that, and you do, and that's more than enough." Jungkook didn't speak again, but his finger reached on Taehyung's hand and held on tight. Taehyung felt his heart flutter. The jealousy, the possessiveness, it didn't hurt. It felt comforting in a strange way. Taehyung thinking, "This is real. This is mine. He is mine." And as they stood there still close, the noise of them faded just a bit. Taehyung didn't look right at them, not even once. Jungkook's eyes narrowed as he watched Ike still standing nearby. His hand tightened into fist as he said, Jungkook thinking, why is he still here? Why is Taehyung letting him stay so close? The way Ike looked at Taehyung, it made Jungkook's stomach twist. There was something in his eyes, a softness, like he still had feeling for Taehyung, and worse, Taehyung hadn't pushed him away immediately. That one in Jungkook's chest, his mother's voice rang in his ear again. "Mrs. Jan, money, you need someone from our world." Jungkook, not someone like him. Jungkook looked down. What was we this? What she means that someone like Taehyung would bring into his carefully planned life. That being with Taehyung meant ignoring all the rules and explanation. He was not sure anymore. Everything was so confusing. Just then, Honey woke up again. Her perfume hit him before her voice. "Honey, you still haven't danced with me, shall we now?" she asked, leaning a bit too close. Her voice sweet like honey but sticky in a way that made Jungkook uncomfortable. Jungkook opened his mouth to say no again, to politely decline her for the second time, but Taehyung said as he appeared beside Jungkook, his arm slid naturally around his waist. "I think we had enough for that for tonight, right? Jungkook blinked, looking at him. There was a calm straight in his voice, not loud, not rude, just certain. His touch was not possessive, but it was confident. Sure, Jungkook softly, yeah, we are done. His heart thundered faster, and that feeling again. Something shifted, something real. Jungkook thinking, is he protecting me, or is he saying I am his? He couldn't look away from him. His chest felt warm. He didn't pull away. He didn't want to. Youngie Puby from the other side of the room. Youngie leaned against a wall, smoking as he watched the whole scene unfold. Youngie grinned. Look at them, he whispered to Jimin beside him. They didn't even realize how obvious they are. Jimin laughing softly. It's like watching a slow dance in real life, but you know what would make this night even better? Youngie examined every. Oh, what? Jimin smirking. A little accident, and the two of them shared a look, a plan, mischief in their eyes. With drinking in their hands, they casually walked towards Honey. At the perfect moment, they accidentally bumped into her. Jimin gasped in dramatically. Oh no, I'm so sorry. And the drink spilled all over her glittery dress. Honey, what? Are you kidding me? Youngie smiled innocently. Oops, you are all wet. I'll help you to dry off. But, well, he looked towards Taekook, then winked. Guess it's just not your night. Jimin snoring behind his hand. Hothopebi there in the room grew heavier with every passing minute. There were too many emotions and floating around unspoken feelings, rising battles and little spoke he didn't want to let that go. He looked at him who was feeling the warmth of his arms around him, but it was not just the touch, it was what it means. Taekook had came back to him, stepped in, protected him, choosing him. Jungkook jaw tightened. His parents had already nagged him earlier that evening, and now this thing completely unaware of how bad he looked, tipped his champagne glass and nearly spilled it on a woman standing next to him. Jungkook mumbled, "You are making a scene." Taekook grinned with a side smile. "Oh, come on, Jungkook. I'm not making a scene. I am the scene." Before Jungkook could say anything, Youngie and Jimin jumped into the conversation. Glugger slightly. "If anyone here is the scene, it's you, Taekook." Taekook smiled wide. He came. "I know, right? High five." He lifted his hand and Jimin gave it a loud clap. The two of them burst out laughing like little kids who just gotten away with something silly. Taekook pointed at a group nearby. "Look at them, so boring, like expired crackers. No crunch, no flavor." Jimmy nodding with a serious face. "Totally, they are just standing there like cardboard cutout and a sad fashion show. Jungkook rubbed his forehead. He exchanged a look with Yoongi, who looked just as tired as he left. Jimin grinned quickly. Come on, Yoongi, don't act like you are not enjoying this. Taehyung waving his glass, lighting up. Yoongi Hong, you are at the party, not at a funeral. Suddenly, Jimmy stopped at someone across the room and his smile twisted into something mischievous. Jimmy pointing, hey, you see that guy? The one with the super shiny hair gel? That's the ex, right? Things snoring. Oh god, no, that him. He still look like a mannequin from a luxury store window. Jungkook, watching everything silently, felt something inside him boil. Every little word, every laugh, every stare from the crowd, it was all pulling up. He didn't just feel embarrassed, he felt furious, but of course he didn't show it. He kept his voice calm, cool. Jungkook finally Taehyung stopped. Taehyung turning smile with too much fear in his eyes. Oh, what's wrong, Jungkook? And don't you like me teasing your little friend? He pointed Honey, who who was now giving Jungkook fluttery eyes from across the room. Jungkook clenched his fist. Jimin leaning in whispered way too loudly, what's the matter, Jungkook? Do you like her? Gonna date her too? Maybe she'll buy you a boat for your next birthday while you sit in your fancy office. He burst out laughing loud and almost freeing his Jimin, continuing, let's be honest, thought she'll probably forget your name as soon as a richer guy comes along. Taehyung mocking her voice. Oh, hi, what's your name again? Jong something. Jungkook gave Taehyung a warning glare, one he used many times in bedrooms and meetings, but Taehyung didn't care. He was too far gone. Jimin giggled. Seriously, if she touched Taehyung, I might just throw up. Taehyung dramatically, you'd probably with stylish thought. They both cracked a giggle so hard Jimin had to lean against a table to stay upright. Jungkook stood still, his eyes on Taehyung's storm behind them. Jungkook quietly to himself, this night is going to end badly.